Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight is the story of the little water fountain that didn't want to be kissed. Once upon a time, there was a little water fountain, and he worked in a school. In that school, there were childrens, all kinds of little childrens. And there were kindergartners, and there were first graders, and second graders, and third graders, and fourth graders, and fifth graders. Now, it was one of the rules in the school that you could go and you could drink from the water fountain, but you couldn't put your lips onto the spout of the water fountain. Do you know why? Why? Because the water fountain didn't want to be kissed. Can you imagine being a water fountain and all you want to do is squirt out your nice, clean water for all the children to drink, and instead somebody wraps their lips around you and you're like, "Oh!" and the water's squirting in your mouth and it's running all over. This is not what you wanted to be. This isn't what you asked for. So it was a rule in the school not to put your lips on the water fountain spout. Do you know why? No. Because what if the kid in front of you put their lips on the water fountain spout? You have their gross germs all over that water fountain spout. So when you kiss that water fountain spout, you are kissing everyone who has kissed that water fountain spout. Ugh. You don't know if all those kids brushed their teeth. So, it was a rule. But there was one little boy, and his name was Chad. And Chad went up to the water fountain, and there was a sign above the water fountain that said, "Don't put your lips on the water fountain." I don't know how they wrote it like that with the teeth being gritted and everything. Okay, I don't know how they did that. But he could read it, and he knew. But you know what he said? "I am going to kiss this water fountain." And he walked up to it, and he stepped onto the little step stool, and he looked down at it. And the water fountain looked up at him, and he looked down at it, and he smiled. Ha, 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 ha. And the water fountain said, "Oh, no." But the water fountain had made a friend. And the friend worked with the water pressure systems. And so the water fountain had a plan. And so Chad came closer and closer. And he spread out his lips. He came forward. And he wrapped his lips around the water fountain spout. And the water fountain said, "No!" But he hit a button. And suddenly, the friend who worked in the water pressure had attached a fire hose to the water fountain spout. So instead of just a little stream of water going into his mouth, Chad had a full-on fire hose. Hit him in the mouth, and his cheeks went and all the water squirted out of his ears, and he floated off the ground. And he started screaming, but it was too late because the water had him. And it was like, and he threw him all over the hallway, and he was screaming. And the water fountain was laughing. And he kept squirting him. Like, squirted him into the wall. And the teacher rounded the corner, and Chad hit the floor. And the principal said, What are you doing?" There's water everywhere. And all the pictures had been blown off of the walls, and all the kids' pictures were sopping wet on the floor. And Chad was crying, I just want to go drink from a water fountain. And the principal said, did you put your lips on the spout? And Chad said, He lied, and so the water fountain hit him again. Smashed him into the wall. He skidded down it. Water fountain turned off. And the principal said, I'm going to ask you again. Did you kiss the water fountain? And Chad said, water fountain got him again. And finally Chad said, I did it. I'm sorry. And the principal said, we told you there's a sign. Don't put your lips on the water fountain. Because if you do, you might get sick. And also shot into the wall. These are the risks that come from drinking from the water fountain. So you, young ladies, do not put your lips on the water fountain. Do not kiss the water fountain, for it wishes not to kiss you.
Okay.
It just wants to give you water. Am I heard?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
And Daddy?
The end.
Daddy?
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.